Hey guys, Basilius here, and welcome back to our first episode of EU5. That's right, it's finally here, and I thought, what better country to start off as the Byzantine Empire, the nation that my channel is named after. So, fair play warning, we're going to be learning this game together, as I have no idea what I'm doing since I just got the game. But let's have a fun time, and without further ado, let's begin. Yes, so as expected, we have a lot to get started on. Immediately, I'm going to go and automate these admirals and generals. Speaking of admirals, to increase our naval presence and control over most of the Byzantine areas, I'm now setting our navies to patrol the sea. This is something I forget to do in most of my runs, but I did not forget this time. Right, now the actually hired cabinet members, I do have to take a loan, so that's exactly what I'll do. As for rivalries, I'm doing Tunis, Morocco, Bohemia, and the Golden Horde because they're far away and won't attack me. Right, so I'm now increasing my minting to make as much money as possible without inflation, increasing my stability and legitimacy. Now I'm going to start deleting these forts, first because of expenditures, and second because when people rebel, and we'll have a lot of rebellions, it's going to become a lot easier to deal with them. Right, now to record cabinet members, I did integrating the province that's unintegrated to stabilize and legitimize. For my last cabinet member, I'm increasing control in my provinces because there's a disaster that fires if you have too little control in your provinces, and it's really bad. Right, so now I'm going to cede this province to Epirus, or location, sorry, and I'm going to release Thessaly. Thessaly will be able to better exert control over this land, which is technically unintegrated, giving us more tax and more levies than if we were to administer it directly. I'm just selecting a ruler here. This will essentially give us 1,500 more troops we can use to fight the Ottomans, which will be extremely beneficial and one of the reasons why we can win this war relatively easily. Now we unpause and 5 Turkish nations rival us immediately. Now we've received this Turkish threat event, which destroys our stability and starts these disasters ticking, which is not good. Not good at all. Right, and now the first disaster is fired, Byzantine succession crisis, which cuts our crown power and is really bad. Right, eventually in the game you'll get this new government reform, which is very powerful. It takes some time to implement and costs some money, but it's worth it to take. Right, and now my king's dead, and we formed a marriage union with us and Trebizond. Now also a positive stability and legitimacy event. What this essentially means is we form a marriage union, which is like a weak form of a personal union where it's basically just an alliance, but over time we can upgrade it to become stronger. Right, now we have these dirty Venetians asking trade rights, and we will obviously say no. No Venetians come. Okay, at this point I can call my parliament. I'm just going to pass some amends to make it over 50%. Then I'm going to call for a casus belli on the Ottomans, and we can make our first opening move. That move will be declare war on the Ottomans. We're going to call in Trebizond and use our numerical advantage to win this war fairly easily, actually. Right, at this point, while our troops are sieging, we're hemorrhaging money, so we're going to decline, raise and minting to the max and decrease court costs and stability. Try and rescue our economy, even though it's going to be bad in the long run. And through this event, it looks like we can take these loans away. Also, more stability and legitimacy, while our troops are still sieging. This might genuinely be the worst event in the game. It's choosing between minus 50 satisfaction for one estate or minus 50 on the other, which basically guarantees a rebellion. I'm not sure, I got spammed with this during this playthrough as well. But for now, I'm just gonna fuck the nobles and while my troops are still sieging. Okay. Oh my god, we finally won the siege. I've been waiting here for so long trying to do that. Okay, now what I have to do is refill the garrison so they don't automatically take it back. Right, I need to take this battle so I don't get stranded. Take this event, oh my god. And do we win? Yes, we do win, meaning we basically won the war now that the Ottoman army is broken. I'm gonna go see. Got this event again. And with that city falling, I can now peace out the Ottomans. With that, we've basically curbed any threat Anatolia has. Unfortunately, we immediately have to turn our troops back to the home front, because as we can see, the noble rebels, the Dinatoy insurgents, are at 100%, which is pretty understandable given that we've killed all of them twice. But it's not my fault, it's because of the event. It's because of the event. Please believe me, it was because of the event. I had no say in that matter. Yeah, but I'm going to be taking 100% war score. This basically cooks the Ottomans for all of the rest of the campaign. Purple Phoenix rises once again. Funnily enough, the noble rebels were really weak because we deleted all the forts, so just a matter of carpet sieging everything, which is good. And with that, I've finally defeated the rebels. Fortunately, there are more to come because we need to have pretenders for the disaster to end. Are you kidding me? We're getting this event a third time. Well, chop chop, nobles, you're getting purged. At this point, I'm making enough money that I can reduce minting so I don't get as much inflation. Can even repay loans. Just got this amazing event that's giving me stability and loyalty. Okay, this is really funny. The rebels fired and they're so small that it's just one tiny province. Uh-oh, that's really not good. We haven't had time to build defensive buildings. Yeah, and it's here. Okay, this is not good, but we can procure remedies and sponsor scapegoats, which gives us some stability even though half of the population will die. Uh-oh. Oh my god, it's spread all over our country. Look at our population. We are getting cooked by the Black Plague, although, well, I can take some small comfort knowing that everyone is getting cooked in the Black Plague and we're getting other diseases. Holy shit, this is not great, not great. Wow, it must have really sucked to live in the Byzantine Empire during this time. Civil wars, plagues, getting cooked by the Turks. Not to mention the Dinatoids still hate us. We're gonna get another rebellion really soon. Loans being repaid. Okay, at least we're making some money, although we're getting a lot of inflation still. Gonna have to fix that soon, but right now we just have to weather the storm and hope the plague recovers. Yeah, not even a month later, the nobles have risen up once again. I need to raise my levies. The nice thing about noble rebellions, in one way I think they handle this really good in EU4, is better than EU4 is, when you take control of a rebellion province, it's acting like a separate nation, but when you take control of a province, in contrast to a normal war, it'll just flip to your side automatically, which I think gives it a lot of potential for like dynamic rebellions. Oh, we just lost our great power status. That's no good, but I don't know who's considering us a great power, considering our economy and our stability right now. But also, great power increases your cost of port, if I don't remember correctly. So it's actually a good thing. I don't care about great power status right now. I just care about making sure our empire doesn't collapse under the... So while I clean up... Ooh, interesting event. Death or no death. Yeah. While I take you through cleaning up this war, let me just tell you all my opinions on EU5. So far, I think it's the most polished game Paradox has ever released on launch. Well, I haven't really played that many. I'm going off what the community says in terms of anything that was before Victoria 3. But I think it still desperately needs polish in some areas, especially with, for example, being spammed by the same event that guarantees a rebellion every 5 minutes. This is so annoying. But overall, I really love EU4. It's so much more in-depth and comprehensive than EU4 in my opinion. So I really, really love this game, Paradox. You've done a great job. Now, let's talk about where I want this campaign to keep going. I'm gonna spend the rest of this episode cleaning up some internal stuff, and then I'm gonna go into Anatolia next episode. I fully intend for this to be a long playthrough, hoping my nation doesn't get cooked. I'll still publish it even if it does, though, don't worry. Yeah, and unfortunately, as one does expect, the Black Death has wiped out our population and by extension our taxes. Our trade income is very low, even compared to the start of the game. And even though after lowering maintenance and everything, our economy is doing slightly better, I still have to raise my maintenance so I can, not go bankrupt. Because we are still precariously low in terms of population. It's lower than the start of the game, even though we've conquered some of the most urbanized areas in Anatolia. I'm going to assign my cabinet to increase prosperity in some of these areas just to try and get some development back following the Black Plague, or death, I don't know. But regardless, yeah, it's a devastating situation, but it does look like our economy is recovering, so I can go and decrease minting again. Not too sure. I did get very lucky with the RNG when it comes to stability and legitimacy, but I gotten really unlucky this game with everything else in terms of, like, noble satisfaction. But I will say any luck with Byzantium is good luck, and funnily enough, I actually think it's not too hard to play this nation so far. But I think this does serve as a good stopping point while I sign this cabinet action. To end the first episode, I truly do I'm enjoying this playthrough so far, and I hope you did too. Let me know if you like this more fast-paced, comprehensive style of editing. I'm not sure what my viewers like, but if you did, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Thoughts, feelings, anything you want me to do in this campaign, suggestions especially. I'm still very new. Uh, if you've watched this far, I thank you for watching. It's Basilius playing Europa Universalis 5, and I'll see you next episode.